Thank you very much for your workshops here. It was very nice to follow all along.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always wondering, who is Charlotte?
Aha!
And why is she here?
Such a good question. Well, Charlotte is this wonderful pineapple that my mother needed for me a few months ago, and that I kept with me since then. But it basically represents the pineapple, which is the image of back to the roots. Why? So many people ask me this question, and I think if you think about nutrition and diets, a lot of people just put this apple on the picture. It feels like a measurement tape and then apples. And then I thought, why an apple? It's so boring. And after one of my trips through Africa and another one through Reunion Island, I've realized that as I travel quite harsh, I sometimes don't have food with me because I just, go and I would figure it out on the way, and sometimes there is no ways to figure it out. So I used to boil some eggs to have some carrots with me, but those will turn rotten quite often. So then one day I decided I would get a pineapple because the pineapple was big, was juicy, had water on it, had a lot of vitamins, and I thought maybe I can use that and just eat it on the go. Also important to think that a pineapple has its own shell, so it wouldn't be necessary to have a Tupperware to put the pineapple in as you need to have with tomatoes, for example, or eggs, because they would get broken, and if they get broken, then bacteria will come in, and then rotten egg on your backpack, not a nice thing to have. So then I would just carry a pineapple, which are very big. So if they're very big, you cannot really put it on your backpack. So it would basically be like pointing all the time, and it would be very uncomfortable. So then I started carrying it on my hands. And once you're backpacking and carrying a pineapple on your hands, your glasses go on the pineapple, your scarf go on the pineapple, and then suddenly the pineapple has a face. And then people stop and ask you, who is this bean that you're working with? And as I hate to be on the pictures, because maybe you didn't notice, but I hate to be in front of the camera, I started taking pictures of the pineapple in front of the things that I was visiting. So it started to gain like personality. And one day in Reunion Island, someone asked me if it has a name. And I thought, damn, not really. And this person gave it a name. He named it Charlotte. And both our names starts with CH, and they're both French. And I thought it would be a very nice thing to just come along with. And it feels better to work with a buddy than just yourself. So now it's the image of Back to the Roots. It's also my mom here with me. And it's a lot of crazy travels around the world, surviving weird scenarios also on the table with me. And it's also funny. And I try to bring it to every workshop and lectures that I have. And when someone speaks too much, I just do that.
It definitely works.
Yes. Yes.
I hope I don't speak too much. So Charlotte has been with you longer than the Back to the Roots nutrition thing, or when did this start, and what is with the name Back to the Roots?
Damn. Are you good at this? Back to the Roots started before Charlotte came to my life. At the beginning, Back to the Roots didn't really have an image. It was something like very volatile and kind of, I don't know, it didn't really have an image to represent it. Maybe a flower I play with at some point. I wanted to be something holistic, so people on a little bit the same flow as me could be attracted to. But Charlotte came in 2018, and Back to the Roots started in 2011. I started my studies in 2011, and I was already aware that I didn't want to play the rules and the game as any other nutritionist or dietitian. I was not meant to be in a clinic room just making people thinner or thicker or stronger. I wanted to go deeper. So I basically started in 2011, and I think the idea of Back to the Roots came out of a reggae song from Paul Isaac that's called Back to the Roots, that I really, really liked. And it basically represents to me coming back to the roots of food. So how we cooked before, how we eat before. I read one day, don't eat anything that your grandmother wouldn't recognize as food. I don't think that has to be 100% like this, because probably my grandma doesn't know what hummus is. And I believe hummus and tahini are very good. But it means, eat actual food and not products. So then all the work that I'm doing through Fermentista workshops or the lectures that I give anywhere, schools, associations, private consultations as well, I just try to teach people how we used to do it before, how we did it before food industry, how we will eat in a healthy way with natural products that haven't been much modified at what we do with lactobacteria, for example. That's how it started.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so was then some sort of specialization the fermentation thing, because these workshops were now all about fermentation?
Yeah.
How did this start, this interest?
I don't really know how I started being interested in fermentation. I think it was also connected to all the studies I did after my degree at the university. They kind of brought me to fermented food. It's easier to be absorbed and all the minerals are more like available for your body, and then you also detoxify a lot of things. And then I started just like checking in, we start with sauerkraut, is like the typical thing at the beginning, the easiest probably. And then slowly just gaining practice and traveling a lot, and there's so much culture about fermented food in so many countries like India, like Turkey, for example. In Spain, we don't have much of this, apart from olives, which are fermented food. Chocolate is also fermented and coffee is also fermented, but it ain't the same. But I think after all the travels and like getting to know locals and really playing with them in the kitchen, because it's also very interesting to see why they do something, they cook in a certain way, but they don't know why. In my home, for example, we've always been soaking chickpeas before cooking them, but nobody understood why. It's just the way to do it. And same happens in India when they work with dosa. They don't really understand, some of them, that they are fermenting something and why they are fermenting it. What's the reason? What are the benefits? So I think I started connecting the dots, like healthy food. I started focusing a lot on microbiota and how to have a healthy microbiota, and this affects your immune system and your mood as well. I started connecting those dots, and that ended into me traveling, learning from other cultures, hand to hand with locals and other people. And eventually, quite recently, I did a studies through Harvard University, food and cooking with microbes. That was the food, fermenting and cooking with microbes. I think that was the name. And then I had my diploma, and I've learned all of the reasons why lactobacteria are there, or acetobacteria are there. Basically, you cook in a certain way because you ferment, and then you know why fermentation works the way it works on your body. You know what the nutritional benefits are, but how do the microbes actually work in order for you to get fermented food? That's what I learned through Harvard University. It was a very interesting study.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
What is my favorite food? I think if I say salad, it will be such a cliche, right? I am a dietitian who loves salads. If you tell me fermented food, I will say tempeh.
Mm-hmm.
And cheese, of course. But my favorite food in general, damn, I cannot answer that. When I was a kid, I loved lasagna. Now I'm not that fan of pasta anymore, but food is my favorite food, I think. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food? That's well, it changes quite a bit depending on what's on vogue right now in my life. But I really like steamed vegetables at the moment. So
without any specific spices, or?
Yeah, maybe some, but it's mainly I use mainly salt and yeah, maybe some other, I don't know the English words for all these spices that are here over there. But yeah, just this, and maybe with some couscous or some rice or some pasta, but steamed vegetables.
But this is because you're lazy and then it's easy to prepare, or because it's actually very good?
No, because it's actually very, very good, and I have never really done this
before
a couple of months ago. So I really do enjoy that. Yeah. But it's most like just to see what's around and I don't put much planning in it. Yeah, yeah. Even though I have a nutrition plan from a very famous nutritionist made for myself. Yeah, yeah. So when people come to you for consultation, what's their typical goal, or what are their questions?
Well, when I started working as a private dietitian, the main purpose of people was to lose weight. That was, and still the core actually to the private consultations that I have. But I think we are slowly waking up and understanding there is a lot of issues that are mainly connected to our gut health. So I'm probably having now 50% people who wants to lose weight and 50% people who have a digestive problem of any kind. Intestines that are bloated, bellies that are bloated, gas, pain, heartburn, so many other different things. So I think now we're focusing more on this. Some people come also to you because they want to change their diet to vegetarian or vegan, and I truly recommend you to do this with a professional. And I mean, I'm laughing, but for real, do it with a professional, because it's so easy to just go from omnivore to just vegan and then just mess up everything on the way. Your body's not ready to do this, and then you are not really nourishing yourself. You're feeding yourself. Doesn't work the same way. So ask your body to give you someone's contact, and I think that's mainly what I get now. Belly problems, belly discomfort, gut health, some allergies as well, some vegetarians and some vegan people. And I love when I get people who just want to learn how to eat. And when I say just, it's because it seems like it's just that, but it's probably the key of success, is someone who sits in front of you and just gives you complete trust. And they go like, I just read so much on the internet. I've seen so many articles. My neighbor says this, my mom told me this, my grandma does this, I think this way, I feel this other way. How do I actually do to be healthy and to eat in a healthy way, which is maybe respectful with the planet as well, and is way conscious and way sustainable and healthy? And when I get these people, I wish I could just make a red carpet for them, because they are the best. They are just seeking for knowledge and understanding, and they trust you fully, and then you just bring all your years of experience, which in my case are more than 10 now, and then all the studies that you've done and all the people that you've worked with and that you studied with and all your travels, everything comes on the table, and they're just open heart and open ears, and it's just like a wide sheath for you to just basically write anything. And I think as a nutritionist and dietitian, I feel like so powerful when I have that moment, and so grateful and so blessed at the same time, because I can just teach so much and people just want to learn. And it's not easy to find people who actually want to implement what you're telling them. Food is such a cultural and an emotional thing, and you just come into their pictures and shake them out, and you go like, okay, now because it's you this way and you have this need and you work this way and you sleep this way and your mom was like this and then you are from that country or whatever, we're going to do this planning for you, and it's going to be just foodable, like a suit for you. And they just, they just land on your hands and they just want to listen what you do, and they just go ahead, and 99% of the cases people just feel better, and their blood tests are better, and they feel more energized, more positive, more beautiful, they sleep better, they have better gut health. Everything is so connected. So when I get these clients, it just feels like a gift for me actually to work with these people who don't have a problem, but they come to you before they have the problem. Because I think food can help a lot, but the best thing it can do is to prevent any possible problem, taking care of your temple before your temple gets broken down and you want to fix it. Wow.
Great.
That was a little bit intense, wasn't it?
But good.
Good.
What's your plan for the future? The nutrition.
Yeah, of course.
In one sentence.
Oof.
Your goal. 10 years from now, how has the world changed because of your work?
Oof, Jojo. Open eyes. I think that's my main goal, to bring people open eyes. I don't care if you don't do anything of what I've told you. I don't care if what I told you just come through one ear and you go like, okay, fine, I've learned this, but I'd rather to still have my chocolate cake with whipped cream and honey on the top of it, and processed honey for sure, and white pasta. I don't care. But you know the truth. You know how food industry is working. You know what you could do to be a healthier and happier person, maybe. And you consciously choose to not go that path, and you take the other one. I don't mind. It's your choice. And as long as you're happy, that's good. But I think I want to open people's eyes, because sometimes we walk down a path that someone told us, and when I say someone, in this case, I say society or food industry, tell us to go through that path because it's the healthy way. Let's put it, now everybody's eating chia seeds because it's, healthy or whatever. Of course they're healthy, but there's so many other things that are more simple that can be also healthy, cheaper also, with less packaging as well, and that maybe you will enjoy even more, that have been in your life since you were a kid because they were grown around you, so more local and sustainable. But now everything has chia, to put an example, or a green label, or everything is vegan suddenly. Is it really healthier? So I think if I can open people's eyes for them to see what it is there, and they make their own conscious choice, even if it goes into another direction, I think I will be happy with that. Yeah, I think that open eyes, opening people's eyes, that's my plan for the future when it comes to food related things. And reach people and open their eyes.
Rich people?
Reach.
Perfect.
Maybe.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.